Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Good job there. Pretty simple. The hole was created. Runner just darted right through.
Yeah, that's the kind of play teams are looking for to have some success early in a ball game. And if you're an offensive play caller, you mark that run down. Make sure you keep coming back to it throughout the game until they stop it.
That's some strong running. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those three guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 18. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And this is exactly the kind of drive you're hoping for out of the gates. They're mixing the run and the pass well, keeping this defense off balance early. And they're on the march here with another first down.
Hurts. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. St. Brown in motion right. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Now Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Here's Goff. This pass down the field for Gibbs. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 59 yards. And the Lions take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. He's to the 15. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 74 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. In motion, the tight end. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. He's got this to Williams, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Second and a couple. Hand off now to Gibbs. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time, and that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching, and there was another 1st down run right there.
They'll run with Gibbs. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll go again with Gibbs. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Goff. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Tim Patrick, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Lions have taken the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Aleem McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Throwing is Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They go play action with Hurts. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start things off with a give to Gibbs. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Nakobe Dean. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. In motion right, one of the tight ends. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nolan Smith coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. And Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it, and he'll bring this one back to the 29. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And out of bounds right around the 20. From the 20, here's 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And the Eagles are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. It'll be Hurts on the option. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
On 2nd and goal. Hurts. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talked to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Elliott good with a PAT, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And Detroit getting set to go now. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Nolan Smith able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got it to Williams. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Oh, nice move. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And the momentum just continuing to build and build for them. They had the touchdown, their last drive to tie the game. Now their defense does its job. And Charles, all of a sudden, they've got a chance to capture the lead here.
And we're seeing a really nice exhibition of what coaches love to call complementary football. Offense gets a tie, defense does its job, gets the ball right back, and their teammates now have momentum. What a nice job they're doing, all doing it together.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off, sometimes you're just rounding it, sometimes there's a fake, sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. A give to Barkley out of the gun. A nice little juke. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Toward the pylon, caught. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal. Barkley diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Escaping the... And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles have moved out in front.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Williams, the man in motion left. Play action. It's Goff. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Off play action. Here's Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
2nd and 6.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Here's Goff. Into the hands of Patrick, left side. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Tim Patrick with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Extra point attempt to follow here. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 28-yard line. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
60 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
To Barkley on the check down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Quick slant, Dotson.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Aiden Hutchinson able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
They'll set up to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Aleem McNeil, his 2nd sack of the night. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission.
In motion goes the tight end. Now Goff.
Throw over the middle. He finds Williams.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Time for another look at this Lions offense. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Goff now looking to throw. Finding Williams once more, complete. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Out of the gun, Goff.
Going underneath, Gibbs has it.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's a really good job in execution. They avoided the flag downfield and avoided giving up yardage for free. Really good coverage.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line.
And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And we will likely not see another play here as they take the knee and head into the intermission all tied. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it second down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
To throw is Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Here's Hurts to throw. There's a short throw taken in by Bryant.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
They went to their big body tight end on 2nd down in hopes that he could plow his way to a 1st down, but they were ready for him defensively and ended up holding him to a modest gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Throwing is Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Hurts.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
Yeah, great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
They go play action with Hurts. Towards the end zone for Brown.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. A shotgun snap for Goff.
That's complete to Laporta. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
In motion right, that's Williams.
It's Williams on the catch. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 7.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right.
And they'll run it with Gibbs.
Able to slither by. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Goff now to throw.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19.
Goff now looks to throw. This is caught.
And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead.
And that 3rd counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without them, they're not winning this game.
Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Ask any pass rusher, and they'll tell you any quarterback who lines up every time and goes straight back in the pocket, that's who they want. But when they have to deal with a Jalen Hurts who may come at them from any angle and can get outside of the pocket and run, that's a nightmare for anybody who has to rush the quarterback. And I love Jalen Hurts' athletic ability. Almost a 4.6 runner. This guy can get outside the pocket and make plays with his legs as well as his arm.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory.
The 71 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
From just shy of midfield, Hurts got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley from 19 yards away.
And the Eagles have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Escapes the defender.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back now at Ford Field. All even as we get ready to start the fourth.
St. Brown motioning left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
And brought down that time by Nolan Smith.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
The tight end in motion right.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
49 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
In motion goes Patrick. Going back to Gibbs on first down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9.
Goff. He'll get this one to Patrick. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
In motion goes Patrick.
Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Gibbs straight ahead.
Oh, he shifts past him. And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles 17. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now it's Goff.
He's got his target. That's complete. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally, because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, and especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
Great coverage down in the end zone. He's scanning the field, looking. No one ever came open. So in the end, he makes the best decision and just fires it over the end line.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. And now another one thrown incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie.
Bates' kick is good.
And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air, eluding the pressure right. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Up the middle with Barkley, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Open man is Goddard, the tight end. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
3rd and 2.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And Detroit getting set to go now. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, That's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area, and he just put it well over his head out of harm's way.
Out of the gun, Goff. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Give him credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. On the return is Williams. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
A handoff to Barkley on the option.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw.
That one complete out to Dotson.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go for a touchdown. But the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? And he barely got the 1st down, but he got it.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
2nd down, 8 yards to go.
They'll drop to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Dancing to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Here comes second down and 5.
Now a toss right to Barkley. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is third down.
Back to throw.
He's going to have the first down and more than that.
And he gets it all the way down to the 3. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Here we go, first and goal.
He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Credit that sack to Marcus Davenport.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's third and goal.
He's back to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And, the stadium clock says 0, but the one on your screen is the one that matters, and the officials say yes, it's a timeout with 1 second left to go and a field goal try forthcoming to potentially send us to overtime. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. With 1 second to go, this to send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout.
So the Lions now they'll get the first crack at things here in overtime as we are back underway. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Opening drive of overtime. Both teams will get a possession, barring a defensive score. Here's 2nd down. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Well, he's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
To throw is Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And 3rd and 8 now.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Now a play fake, and it's Goff.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready.
Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. This being their 2nd opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now a 3rd and 6. Here's Hurts to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board, and of course the guy threw.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground.
Marcus Davenport able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Over the middle to Smith. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down.
Throwing is Hurts.
And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So out now come the Lions.
Well, this is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get into overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive. So now, sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series, boy, everything on the line then. Now you've seen what a defense is throwing at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
Each team's had it in overtime, so next score wins. Here's 2nd down.
Now Goff.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 38-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
Reed Blankenship delivering the hit.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
2nd and 5. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Lions are going to win this game.
But Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.